Tropical storm Bonnie has made landfall near the Costa Rican-Nicaraguan border. Hello, everybody. Mike Naso here with this late night update as we watch Bonnie. You know, it took that long track through the Atlantic off Africa, very near South America, Trinidad, Tobago, the ABC Islands, Venezuela, Colombia, and it never became a tropical storm until this very favorable area, as I mentioned, in the Southwest Caribbean, and it's actually beginning to form an eye. And it was going to become a hurricane. It just took a little too long, but nevertheless, it is strengthening at this time. Now, here's the latest from the National Hurricane Center as of 11 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday night. Bonnie was at 10.9 north, 83.8 west, winds of 50, although Jack Bevan at the Hurricane Center, great guy, great forecaster, had the pleasure of meeting him, chatting with him, and interviewing him on several occasions years ago. He noted that because of the eye that's forming and the fact that Bonnie is strengthening, these winds could be a little higher, so it might actually be more around 60 to 65 miles per hour. Moving west at 16, that's slower than it was yesterday, but it is expected to cut across Costa Rica and southern Nicaragua and move into the eastern Pacific by tomorrow, and then by Sunday night be strengthening, and then become a hurricane on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, kind of straddling south of Mexico there. And it should retain the name Bonnie, but it's going to get cut up a little bit over the terrain there of areas of Nicaragua and Costa Rica. We do still have tropical storm warning, obviously in effect from Limon, Costa Rica, northward to Sandy Bay, Sirpe, Nicaragua, and we also have it on the other side, the Pacific side, from Cabo Blanco, Costa Rica, northward to the border of Nicaragua and Honduras. And it's funny, somebody on the last update made a comment on the YouTube and said it's a Jurassic Park storm. If you remember the tropical depression or tropical storm in Jurassic Park, that took place on a fictional island here off Costa Rica. So that's the region where we're at. Hopefully Bonnie doesn't impact any dinosaurs that may have come to life. There's the wind field. You can see the tropical storm force winds hitting Nicaragua harder than Costa Rica right now because it's on the northern side of the circulation and you do have that onshore flow. So thank goodness it's not a hurricane or a strong hurricane like some of the computer models showed a few days ago, or else we'd have to deal with a significant storm surge with this storm. There's the infrared satellite imagery, and look at these cold cloud tops bursting there. When you get those grays, that is a sign of a strong storm. Also notice it's picking up lightning strikes here, so a lot of the heaviest winds are right up here to the north in these bands. You saw that on the map over areas there of Nicaragua, but there is heavy rainfall. That's going to affect Honduras. I'm trying to see, this is Honduras up here, and then we have, I believe this is El Salvador down here, and then Nicaragua and Costa Rica, and I think this is Panama. So if my geography is correct, and you can see a lot of heavy weather there, so it's going to be a nasty night. It's going to be squally. If you're watching from areas there in Nicaragua and Costa Rica, you guys are going to take a lashing from Tropical Storm Bonnie on this first weekend of July as we watch this system move on into the Pacific. Here's the radar out of Costa Rica, and you can see it was definitely curling up there right on the border. It doesn't appear to have an eye yet, but it was forming one. The Air Force said they were reading that. You can see Bluefields, Nicaragua right in here, and so it is impacting some areas that have some more population. San Jose is down here. So again, this is Limon, San Jose, and areas there of Bluefields, Nicaragua. So again, you got heavy rainfall, and that could cause dangerous flooding and mudslides. That's really always the main threat with storms like this. Heavy rain expected across Nicaragua and Costa Rica through Saturday. Life-threatening flash flooding and mudslides are expected. And secondly, tropical storm conditions, which are occurring right now in areas there of Costa Rica and Nicaragua within that tropical storm warning area. That'll go away in a few hours, and then it will continue on the Pacific side until early tomorrow when we get the system back over the vast ocean that is known as the Pacific, and it continues to move towards the west out to sea. So again, heavy rainfall right now, dangerous threat of mudslides. Other than that, not a hurricane until it moves off into the Pacific Ocean. Now elsewhere in the tropics, we're monitoring this area off the east coast associated with some trophiness, and it's showing a little bit more life tonight. It is a low chance for development, about 20% from the hurricane center. If it does anything, it would probably take a track out to sea on off towards the northeast, so we wouldn't have to deal with it. The next storm name on our name list, by the way, is Colin, and a little hurricane history. Colin was the replacement name for Hurricane Charlie back in 2004. I'll tell you this, Hurricane Charlie, what a storm. Category 4 hurricane, almost a 5, went right up into areas of Punta Gorda and Charlotte Harbor there in Florida on August 13th, Friday the 13th. Quite a memorable hurricane event for those who were tracking. Thankfully, if this does become Colin, it'll stay out at sea and not be like Charlie was. So that'll do it for the tropics. Bonnie, it's been good knowing you in the Atlantic. Now we're going to watch you in the Eastern Pacific as you move on that way and become a hurricane. And if it's anything like Celia was and Blas, it'll be out there for a long time. We'll have some high surf propagating out to the Baja and areas of Acapulco and Puerto Vallarta and all that. But other than that, it should stay offshore. And we have this tropical wave in the northern islands we're watching. You always might see something, but it looks like it would probably head in that direction. And then this area off the East Coast we're going to keep an eye on as that moves northeast. Overall, an active start for the first day of July as we continue to watch hurricane season 2022 with a landfalling tropical storm named Bonnie in areas of Central America tonight. I'm Mike Naso, and I'll talk to you guys next time with more on the tropics.